Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Joy George, and today I am going to be the Sergeant at Arms for the club. I welcome you all to the 216th meeting of Bhavans Toastmasters Club. There are 4 ground rules which have to follow during this meeting. First one is please switch off your mobile phones or put it in a silent mode. Second one, everyone should put their mic at mute at all the times during the meeting except the speaker. Third one, do not talk about sex, religion, and politics. Fourth one, for your safety and others, please wear mask if you are outside and use hand sanitizer often, and also take your emergency exit while you are in the meeting. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. The theme of the day is Wonder Woman, and the word of the day is poise. You can talk about anything you want to share, or you can ask opinion. I would like to call and welcome our President Santosh Patros, Toastmaster Santosh Patros, to this 216th meeting with very pleasure. Thank you. Over to TM Santosh Patros.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Joy George, for such a brief introduction. I'd like to welcome all Toastmaster leaders to a wonderful meeting of 216 meeting of BTC. Done is better than perfect. It's a famous quote by Mark Zuckerberg. Yes, always done is better than perfect. All Toastmaster leaders are gathering for the meeting to take away something out of it, isn't it? So let's see how many OQPs are there. You know OQP? Only quality people. So let's see how many people are going to rock today. And before to begin, let me call our VP about the agenda. Is the agenda okay, or is there any changes, VP? Can I have your opinion? Toastmaster Control ready? Are you there? Let me call acting VP Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Latif ji, can you tell me is the agenda is okay? Perfect.
Good evening, President. Good evening, one and all. Yes, President, the agendas are all updated, and I think the role plays are also available.
Great. Okay. So there are no changes in the agenda.
No changes.
So we can adopt the agenda. Fine. All right. So let's move on to the minutes. Last meeting minutes was posted by the Secretary, TM Susan. I hope so.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So both are done. Now, in order to conduct today's meeting, we have a very, very special person to lead the meeting. It's none other than a brave lady who have groomed and who became a better leader, a better version of herself, giving training and proper guidance to her near ones and colleagues. And she's an HR professional, and she took part in coordinating the YLP program, the Youth Leadership Program of Bhavans, and participation with Indians in the school. So she has proven in all the stages that she can handle any kind of roles which is given to her. So let me invite the one and only Toastmaster Susan Abraham as the Toastmaster of the day today. Welcome, Toastmaster Susan.
Thank you, dear President TM Santosh Pantros, for such great words. And thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you, meeting you and learning from each one of you. Good evening and welcome to one and all Toastmasters and guests to the 216th meeting of Bhavans Toastmasters Club. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Bhavans Toastmasters Club consists of members who are constantly motivating each other and giving their best and they keep learning from each other and keep moving forward. Despite of all the difficult situations we are facing now, each one in their own faces are trying to do their best and being happy and encouraging each other and helping each other to stand strong. It's it's a great privilege to be part of the Bhavans Toastmasters Club. Today, we have a one Wonder Woman has been chosen as the word of the theme of the day. With this today, we are going to celebrate women in our lives. Women played role of mother, grandmother, sister, daughter, wife, friend, and each one has a crucial role in molding our lives, and they are a support system in our lives. She believed, and so she did. For this, I would like to just show you a 2-minute video, just remembering all our support systems. I would like to share a video. Just a minute. That was just a glimpse of our dear ones, our dear mother, our grandmother, our dear daughters, who always are supportive and supporting as a wonder women in our lives. They all believed that they could, and they did. They brought us up, and we are here strong and standing strong in front of everyone, facing life's challenges and doing what we have to do, what they have taught us. Now let's go to the uh, today's session. Today we will start with the, now let me introduce all the role players. First of all, let me introduce the grammarian of the day, a very energetic and self-motivated person, a teacher by profession, a happy TM who has joined BTC from March 2018, now member of 3 clubs, mentor of 2 Gavels Club. Her motto is reach the unreachable. Let me invite TM Bita Johnson as grammarian of today's meeting.
Thank you so much. Before going to my duty, let's all give a big round of applause to that great lady who gave us the great glimpse of wonder women who are among us. Thank you so much. Now, being the grammarian, my duty is to introduce the word of the day. You can see it in my background, that is poise. Poise meaning graceful and elegant bearing in a person. Today, Toastmaster Susan has presented us a poised presentation of all our lovable and near ones. Now, who can make it in a poise meaning graceful and elegant bearing in a person, balance, equilibrium, something which is poise and good department can be cultivated. Now, who can make it in a sentence? Yes, Master Susan, what do you like to say about a sentence with the word poise? Okay, anybody? Yes, Master Latif.
There is a lesson learned. Trees lose their leaves every year and still poise and wait for better days to come.
Excellent, excellent. I request all of you to use it in your speaking. I'll be, as a grammarian, I'll be noting everything, the good usages and the areas for improvement. Thank you. Enjoy the meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster Susan.
That was one of the Wonder Women of BTC. Next, we have the charter member of Bhavans Toastmasters Club, a very dedicated Toastmaster 24/7. He is always there as a mentor, guide to all of us. Let me welcome DTM Anil Kumar G. Revankar as the general evaluator of today's meeting.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction, Toastmaster today, Toastmaster Susan. Let me first congratulate all the Wonder Women of BTC and those in the audience too. Today I'm going to play the role of a general evaluator, and as the G of today's meeting, I'll be having two key responsibilities. The first one is to lead the team of evaluators for this meeting, that is the grammarian, accountant, pronunciation master, and the speech evaluators. In addition to that, I'll be doing a general evaluation of the meeting and recommend the areas for improvement. With this, I wish all the best to the role players and the speakers, and would like to hand over the podium back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Susan Abraham, the stage.
Thank you, DTM Anil Kumar. For this meeting to start and end on time, we need a timer. And we have today another passionate, active, and supportive member of the Toastmasters, Bhavans Toastmaster, TM Bijo. He's working in Murad Yusuf Babani and is the Vice President membership of Bhavans Toastmasters Club. Welcome, TM Bijo, as timer of today's meeting.
Thank you, Wonder Woman, for the warm introduction. Good evening, all Toastmasters and fellow Toast and all guests. As a timer, I will time the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. I will also use the speakers of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red color to denote a specific time remaining. For prepared speeches, the preparation should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will show the green color, and 6 minutes, I will show the yellow color, and the 7 minutes, I will raise the red color. For the table topics, 1 to 2 minutes. At the first minute, I will show the green color. 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow color, and second minute, the 2 minutes, I will show the red color. For the individual evaluation, should be 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. Second 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And the third minute, I will raise the red card. If there is any network issues for my device, I will open another device. All the speakers, please pin me during your speech. I will report the time report, call upon. All the best for the poet speakers. Thank you. Over to TM Modi.
Thank you, TM Bijo, for all the details. Now we have yet another passionate and encouraging Toastmaster. He is working as finance manager in Al Shaya and is the president of Bhavans Malayalam Toastmasters Club. He is always encouraging, always supporting the team members, and it's great listening to his speeches. Let me welcome DTM Pramukh Bose as our counter of the day.
Thank you, our poised and dignified Toastmaster of the day, for giving me a good introduction. Today, my role is as an R counter. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, you know, I know. Sounds may be etc. Repeated words or phrases such as I, and, or this means. As you know, these sounds and phrases can be annoying to the listeners and at the same time decreasing the value of the speech. So I will note down these words and phrases in order to help the speaker aware of them and minimize the use of these words and phrases in future. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Pramukh Bose. Thank you for all the. Sure, you're going to do a great job, and I'm sure you've already noted down my ask. Next, we have Master, our very dear President, TM Santosh Patros, a very strong and ever smiling person, always supporting us and always supporting the BTCA executive committee members. And although he's in a tough situation, he's always available, always answering to us. Let me welcome our President, TM Santosh Patros, as the pronunciation master for the day.
Thank you, poised Toastmaster Tim Susan Abraham, for such a wonderful intro. Before I come to my duty, shall I take 2 minutes from you to introduce some special guests today? May I?
Yes, you are the president.
Thank you, TM Modi. Let me introduce some of the guests today. It's very special guests who have joined from Goa. Division W Director Siona, and we have one area director as well. May I have your hello to us?
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Very warm good evening. Yeah.
It's really nice to be with you all. And I'm really happy to see the extended family of the BTC Toastmasters Club. It was really nice to have pictures of the entire family. It really felt that you are a part of one whole big community. I wish you all the very best and have fun. I'm looking forward to all the speeches.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for joining us. And we have one area director as well. It's Toastmaster Nigel. Can I have a few words from you? Toastmaster Nigel, are you available? Toastmaster Nigel?
Okay, I think I can say hi on his behalf. And
fine. Okay.
DTM Anil for having us to attend this meeting. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Okay. Now let me come come to my duty. Is there any other guest I missed it? No. Okay. When we come to my duty, pardon?
There is just Anne J.
No,
No.
not available. Not.
Okay.
I will not reply.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let me come to my duty first. Now, today my role is given as pronunciation master. In every meeting or every enterprise meeting or even your regular day-to-day life meetings, we all use the language. The importance of language is as precious. How you handle it, how you pronounce it, how you communicate it. On every day-to-day life, we are giving much importance to the language. Whatever the language you speak, whether it is English, Spanish, French, Korean, whatever the language you speak. So here in Toastmasters, we give much importance to the communication. Our core purpose is to develop communication skills among people, among the leaders, to shape you, to carve you to the fine diamonds. So today I'll be watching all the pronunciation skills, what is said by the leaders. So let us have a quality meeting today. All the best to you. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day. Yeah.
Thank you, TM Santosh. Thank you for introducing all the guests. And we have Jitu Ramankulat as the vote counter and technical host. He's always there in the meeting, always silent, but every time there and available for all of us. Thank you, TM Jitu Ramankulat. Next, we have a great session, the prepared speeches session, where we have 4 speakers who will be coming up with great speeches, and we are waiting to listen to each one of them. At first, the first speaker is Jomi Stephen, always coming up with new speeches, and his speech will be evaluated by TM Beta Johnson. TM Beta Johnson, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Susan. Today, our great speaker, Toastmaster Jomi John Stephen, is going to present us a special speech with the title Superstition. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Purpose of the speech is the project is to begin and develop collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. All the best, Toastmaster Jomi. Back to you, Toastmaster Susan.
Thank you, TM Beta. TM Jomi, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All the best to you.
Thank you very much. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today morning, while going for work, my transportation car suddenly stopped in the middle of the road. The driver stopped the car for a good 5 minutes. I called from behind and asked him why he stopped the car. He replied, a black cat just crossed the road in front of him. Superstition, I sarcastically told myself. He tells me it's not going to be a good day for him today. Black cat for me? No way. 21st century, what will a black cat do to me? Friends, superstition definition. A widely held but irrational belief in supernatural influences, especially leading to good or bad luck. Man has kept on believing in some power unseen but present and working. It is this belief of his which has given rise to superstitions. They are unreasonable and irrational, but they have been existing and they still exist in spite of all science and scientific development. They exist and are believed all around the world. We are all superstitious one way or the another. A couple of years ago, I felt that there was this strange superstition which was attached to me. People say that if they see my face first thing in the morning, the day goes very bad for them. How so very ridiculous. Just a few examples. My neighbor's wife is a nurse in MOH, Ministry of Health. One day, the moment she came out of her house to go for her morning work, I chanced to open my door too. We exchanged our morning pleasantries. She went her way, I went my way. In the evening, when I came back from work, I saw unusually large people at my neighbor's house. Out of curiosity, I went inside their house and found his wife with a bandage covering her left eye. I was aghast and asked her what happened. She told me that she by mistake gave a wrong injection to a patient and the reaction went negative, and in the ensuing commotion, the patient hit her hard. She also complained that never has such a thing happened to her before and cursed whose face she first saw first thing in the morning. I remembered our morning pleasantries and quietly chickened out. Another incident which happened to me is in my office. You see, in my office, my seat is just behind the receptionist. So whoever comes to the office first greets the receptionist and then she sends him to the assigned person. Now, my office receptionist is a young girl, all decked up with her latest grooming set. You bet one look from her in the morning is going to make your day. People coming to my office take more than the usual time chatting with the receptionist before they come inside. As luck would have it, she resigned and left. Now, when people enter the office, they walk straight to me. Guys, you know me, we have been together for so many years. I know they come to ask me some silly questions. The look I give them, I don't even like saying good morning to them for all the silly questions they ask. I tell them I'm from the accounts department, please don't ask me anything, and shoo them away. Situations have come to such a pass that the recent drop in sales with the coronavirus is blamed on me. Salesmen state that by seeing me first thing in the morning in the office, the auspiciousness is lost. Hence the reduced sales. Anything goes wrong in the office, they blame it on me because they saw my face first. Such was the superstition that dug into me that I had this airy feeling about my face that I had stopped seeing my face in the morning myself. I used to do the grooming the previous day itself. I was afraid of seeing my face in the morning. I opened this about my feeling to a friend of mine. I was dumbstruck by his response. He told me that the problem does not lie in seeing your face first thing in the morning. The problem lies in seeing your face in the candlelight in the previous evening. He told me if you look at a mirror by candlelight at night, you see the spirit of a loved one who has died. Trust me, my fellow dear Toastmasters, I never talked to him for a long time. I heard about this superstition somewhere in the Western countries, but it never felt like it would come back to haunt me. Some of the other ideas I got was sleeping distorts the face and our hair is also messed up. Some tips like drinking water first thing in the morning, etc., etc. By now it seemed I was becoming phobic. Why should I drink water and practice some strange yogic asanas in the morning? Last but definitely not the least, I confided this to my wife. She was the most reassuring voice I heard. She told me, sweetheart, if she did not like my face, she would never have married me. She likes it even today. My children tell me when they see me, they feel reassured, and that my face means the world to them. This is all that matters to me. Forget the rest. To conclude, some lessons learned from my experience. You see how much science may advance, superstitions and belief in them shall continue. Superstitions often provide the illusion of control. I repeat, it provides an illusion of control. Believe it or not, being superstitious can affect your behavior and state of mind. Our faith is one of the most beautiful creations of the Almighty. Thank God for that. Ignore everything else. Whenever in doubt, ask your mother how you look and listen to her reply. Trust me, even the handsomest of all hunks and models in Bollywood would be put to shame. That's all that should matter to us. Just try making that one call, and I promise you will love it. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, TM Jomi. That was great. Superstition. No, your face is very good to start the day with. 1 minute of silence for the feedback. Please give your feedbacks in the chat box.
1 minute is over.
Thank you, TM Bejo. Our next speaker, TM Manoj Matthew, is working in Kuwait Airways, a passionate and inspiring Toastmaster. TM Manoj will be 1 minute, please. TM Manoj will be evaluated by TM Suguna Ganeshan. You can
It's not
start.
prepared. Yeah. A warm good evening to one and all. And my special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Manoj Matthew. Toastmaster Manoj Matthew is embarking on his level 3, project 2, presentation mastery. The purpose of his project for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. His length of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Bad temper, Toastmaster Manoj. Toastmaster Manoj, bad temper. Over to you.
Speak when you are angry, and you will make the best speech you will ever regret, said Lawrence J. Peter, one of the famous US educator and writer. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Are you a person who gets easily emotional? Do you have a personal story to share about your bad temper? For me, I have many. There is probably no more problematic human emotion than anger. Anger is a weakness, but people think of it as a strength. In reality, the person who does not display anger has more inner strength than the one who displays it. First, the spark sets you on fire, and then you burn others. So that fire not only hurts you, but hurts others as well. The problem with anger is not that it exists, but how we handle it. There is no doubt that chronic anger outbursts arguments, flares temper, and it's bad for our health. It puts us into fight or flight mode where the adrenaline is flowing and we are on full alert for a crisis. When that constantly happens, the full alert mode leads to high blood pressure, clogged arteries, and the risk of stroke and a heart attack. Let me share a famous short story. Once there was a little boy who had a bad temper. His father gave him a bag full of nails and told him that every time he lost his temper, he must hang a hammer, a nail into the back of the fence. The first day, the boy had driven 37 nails into the fence. Over the next few weeks, as he learned to control his anger, the number of nails hammered daily gradually decreased. He discovered that it was easier to hold his temper than to drive those nails into the fence. Finally, the day came when the boy did not lose his temper at all. He told his father about it, and the father suggested that now the boy pulled one nail for each day that he was able to hold his temper. The days passed, and the boy was finally able to tell his father that all the nails were gone. The father held his son and led him to the fence. He said, "You have done well, my son, but look at the holes in the fence. The fence will never be the same. When you say things in anger, they leave a scar just like this one." Dear friends, we describe anger in the most negative term possible. But we forget that getting angry is natural. It's a basic instinct in every creature. Anger should not be used as a way to control or overthrow other people. Anger is not a sign of strength, especially when it is explosive. If used sparingly and the correct ways, anger can clear air and bring people closer together. The healthy expression of anger requires that people verbally but firmly express their displeasure in a poised manner. Under these circumstances, there is more of an opportunity for people to discuss what one or each of them is angry about. When it comes to married life, one of the main causes of problems among couples is anger. Researchers say that couples often spend more time yelling and interrupting one another instead of listening. The healthy way of handling anger includes being respectful of the boundaries of others as well as oneself. Yelling and cursing violate personal boundaries by creating an atmosphere of threat. It is the concept of threat that can and does complicate anger and its expressions. Any attempt to push down and delay one's anger can lead to feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, and depression. Dear Toastmasters, do you get angry or it just happens? It just happens. So anger is in fact an effect. How can you stop an effect? It is the same as the result of an examination. The result cannot be changed. It is the cause which we need to change. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the Day.
That was a great speech, TM Manoj. Yes, we should all learn to control our anger, and before any unpoised word come out of our mouth, we should be able to breathe in and speak out. Now we'll have 1 minute of feedback session. Please give your feedbacks to TM Manoj on the chat. Our next speaker is TM Prashant Kavlangad, a great and passionate speaker, always learning and becoming his best. His evaluator, TM Justin John. TM Justin John.
Good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. A special greeting to my poised speaker, TM Prashant. He is embarking on his Pathways program, Innovative Planning, Level 4, Project 1, Q&A session, question and answer session. Objectives of this project is, let me read out from the manual. The purpose of this speech, this project is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. The purpose of the speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time so there is adequate opportunity for both. Speech title is Petroleum Industry. Speech length is 15 to 20 minutes. Petroleum Industry, TM Prashant. All the very best. Over to you, TM Modi.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, TM Prashant. All the best to you.
I really embarrassed Just before my speech start, my computer restarts. And suddenly, the last minute, I have to swap the speaking order. But then quickly, I regain my poise because today word of the day is poise. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, the Wonder Woman, and my fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to question and answer session. Petroleum industry. Each one of us, every day, directly or indirectly, one way or other way, is connected to petroleum industry. I can say that the human life is daily life. It's quite difficult without petroleum industry. So I would like to share some information about this industry. What is petroleum industry? The petroleum industry is also known as oil industry or oil patch. Includes the global process of exploration, extraction, and refining, transportation of the petroleum products. Basically, the petroleum, oil and gas industry is divided into three segments. First is the upstream. The upstream segment is basically the exploration, drilling, and production of oil and gas. The next is the midstream. The midstream include the processing and storage of oil and gas products. And the last third one, which is downstream. The downstream oil and gas industry includes the refining and marketing, distribution of oil and gas. It is a very wide industry. Today, I would like to focus only in one stream, which is upstream only. So, what is upstream oil and gas industry? The upstream segment is also known as exploration and production sector. In upstream section, basically, we have to explore the oil and gas, then it should be production. So this business, if you're saying in the KOC and KNPC aspects, we can say that the KOC is an upstream and midstream oil and gas industry, and KNPC is a downstream, because the products are refining in the KNPC and the exploration and production is happening in the KOC sector. So the exploration and production encompasses the activities related to the searching of, recovering, and producing crude oil and natural gas. So first, exploration. So first, the exploration means we have to identify the oil reservoir. The oil drilling is in onshore and offshore. Offshore, which is in the seabed area, and onshore is in the land area. And in Kuwait, the most of the oil drilling is in the onshore sectors. And in India and some African countries, most of the place around the world is having in the offshore also. So there are geological surveys, and using the satellite remote sensing and airborne magnetometry and seismic gravity method, there are several methods to identify the oil inside the ground level, subsurface levels. So exploring oil is the first task, because the oil production cost is a main important thing. So if an area is explored, that means if an area they identified there is an oil reservoir, then they have usually to calculate the production cost. Few years back in our Kerala, Cochin seaside also, they've explored some crude oil, but the production cost is comparatively very high. So that's the reason they again not gone for that production. So once the exploration, the area is explored, the next stage is to make the borehole. The borehole drilling, the method is called drilling. The drilling is physically creating a borehole in the ground that eventually the oil and gas will come outside that. This is a picture of a drill. This is a mobile vehicle which can be moved from one rig to another rig area. And this is a schematic diagram of an oil rig, how the drilling method is making hole in the subsurface area to make a well. So it's a hard process. So where the area is exploded, in that area, then they have to drill to make a well. So once the drilling is over, then that well or that area is ready for production. So the term production is efficiently bringing the hydrocarbons to the surface and treating them as needed to make them marketable, which means the reserved oil underneath the subsurface, make it as a cash market. So the production includes, these are the wells which will be take out the crude oil from the subsurface area. So each well is drilled. So just before I have shown that drilling method. So each of these blue color well are independent individual wells, and the oil is producing in each and every of these wells. Then all these wells are connected to a gathering center, which means if there are 150 to 100 wells are there, then all the wells will be connected to a common manifold area. From there, it will go to a gathering center. Gathering center is nothing, it's just to remove the oil and gas from the crude oil. The drilling crude oil mixture is coming with the three components: oil, water, and gas. So there is a small treatment in the gathering center. In the gathering center, the water and gas will be extracted from the crude. Then only the crude will be sent to the storage tank. From the storage tank, it will move to the CNBC refinery, which is the upstream sector of the oil and gas. I would like to little bit more about this upstream sector. In the Kuwait Oil Company, Kuwait is the 9th largest production of oil in the world. The largest oil production in the world is United States of America, and the second largest is Saudi Arabia, and third is Russia. The size of the country is very small in Kuwait, but even Kuwait is the 9th largest oil production in the world. And the oil and gas consumer in the world, again, the United States is consuming the oil and gas #1 in the world, and second largest consumer of the oil and gas product is our India, and the third is China. So in India, the oil production and the oil wells are comparatively less. The mainly in Mumbai high offshore and some of Gujarat and Assam, we are exploring the oil. But the most of the blended oil India is exporting from the Middle East and African countries. So this is a basic idea about the upstream oil and gas sector. Now we will move to the question and answer sessions. Please ask the questions about this subject so I can answer. Yes, sir.
Stop sharing the screen.
Yes, sir.
Warm good evening to Toastmaster Prashant. My
Yes, sir.
question is, yeah, can you let me know what is the percentage of water in the crude oil when it is extracted?
Sir, the crude oil, it's a very good question. The crude oil percentage depends upon the well to well. The average water cut is nowadays if I'm talking about the Kuwait, it is 30 to 40% water cut. In long years before, there was some dry well also was there, which means the water cut was less than 5%. That means it's almost the truth. But now the water cut is more and more, and gradually it is increasing. That's why there are a lot of water injection plants are now building in KOC because the water cuts are more.
Thank you for your answer.
Can I ask a question? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my question is, okay, that is a great thing even for Kuwait, it is part of the economy. But how do you handle the environmental issues caused by this type of drilling? What measures have been taken by the government and whatever is happening in the oil field to settle that?
It's a very, very valuable question, ma'am, because now we all care about the environmental impact and green energy. So the oil sector is giving more importance to the environmental protection also. That's the reason now they're trying to implement the green energy, solar, wind panel, and consumable energy, and the green plantation near the oil wells. In Kuwait, it is happening in the desert area, so it's very difficult to plant the greenery, but still there is a remediation project is going on, and they're spending a lot of money to make as much as possible the environmental green. So the plantation is going on and trying to minimize the burning of the hydrocarbon. That's the reason the flaring, the impact in the atmosphere is when the flaring the hydrocarbon gas, the black smoke is going. So there is a mission try to minimize the flaring, because the flaring is directly an environmental impact. So they very much care about the flaring nowadays to minimize the global warming and environmental impact.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prashant.
Prashant, a question for you. Prashant, I just read somewhere that when oil is taken out, same amount of water is injected inside the earth. Is it done in Kuwait?
Actually, it's a way of exploring the oil. So usually if there is a sufficient pressure inside the subsurface area, the oil will be coming out the natural pressure. In some cases, if there is not sufficient pressure, there are different type of injection methods are using to take out the oil outside, and using steam injection, water injection, and chemical injection methods. The last project which I was working in Kuwait, which was on the North Kuwait, was a steam injection, which means the super steam, which is having high pressure, will be injected to the subsurface area, and it will be keeping for 30 to 40 days. So within that days, the oil will be melted within using that steam, and it will be coming out. And the water is injecting back to the well where there is a dead zone well. That means in a reservoir, if the oil is taken out and water is injecting back to that, it is calling a dead zone. Dead zone, they're injecting back to that area.
Thank you, Prashant.
Prashant?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, first of all, congratulations for a wonderful presentation. I wanted to know some of the disadvantages, which I could not find any, Oil, as we all know, that this is not a renewable source of energy. So is this mean that probably it will run out the crude oil sometimes later, means like, maybe in 5-10 years or 15 years, something like that? And second thing, we are all hearing about the, yes, and second question also, we are hearing that there is electrical cars coming in, and most of the oil consumption cars will go off. Is it something coming in near future? Is this something going to happen?
Okay, TM Mansoor, that's a wonderful question from your side. The crude oil basically it's a fossil fuel. This takes millions of years, thousands of years to become an oil underneath. So in the world, everybody is concerned about one day or other day, what will happen if this fossil fuel is run out or nothing inside the earth. So that's the reason now the science is going to different sources of energy. We mostly, all of us is depend only on the petroleum products now, but now the world is going into different direction. Most of the things are from the solar energy, wind energy, the source of energy, not only from the petroleum products, now it is going to diversify to the natural things, which is in the solar and the wind energy. So the electrical car, the innovation of electrical car is one of the first things which is going to happening in the coming years. That means the consumption of the petrol and oil will be drastically possible to reduce. In that way, indirectly, the environmental impact will be less, because when a car is running in a road, there is an emission of carbon monoxide, which eventually the environmental impact is there. So when the electrical car or emission of the carbon monoxide will be less, then there is a possibility of environmental protection or green energy. That's the reason in 2020, when most of the countries were locked down, the earth looks very beautifully from the top side, and most of the oceans and the rivers was very neat and clean, because the transportation, air, sea, and road was comparatively less. So the earth becomes beautiful at least in 1 year.
Thank you.
Prashant, one last question. You are saying about this renewable energy and all this stuff, but I understand that to make battery also you need some components from the petroleum industry, correct? You need the cover, you need the boxes, you need so many things.
Petroleum products are in our life. Without petroleum products, we cannot live one day. That's a situation, one way or other around. But the only thing is that the consumption of the petroleum products can be reduced when we are using the battery. We need obviously petroleum product, but charging the battery, if you are using a solar energy to charge the battery, then we don't need a petrol to be filled in the car. So that way we can reduce the consumption of the petrol. But now we are using battery as well as we are filling the petrol and diesel. And the price of the petrol is directly proportional to our daily life. Nowadays, when the price in India, petroleum is increasing, it is affecting to the all other things. The cost is impacting to our life in all other ways.
Toastmaster Prashant, my question is it the hydrocarbon is affecting the environment? Definitely, as we all know that. The digging out of fossil fuel, it causes the environmental impact. So in hydrocarbon, when it produces, it affects the first is ozone layers. So is there any committee, international committee appointed to Kuwait or any other GCC country who is exploring, or any country who is exploring the oils? Is there any international committees appointed to monitor it, the effect of environmental damage? Or what are their green effect? Is there any green committees appointed? And how many members are there from the committee in Kuwait or any other country? how many members required it, or what are their missions like to reduce the impact to the ozone layers? Can you please explain that?
As far as my understanding, I'm not that much deep knowledge about that area, but the OPEC is the operation and production of the exporting oil committee have always think about this ozone layers and the green energy. So in Kuwait also, there is some committee, because now whenever there is a flaring, it is monitored through the satellites, and the emission rates are controlled by even the United Nations teams are here in the WHO, United Nations, and there are so many committees are here to be monitor the emission of hydrocarbon unnecessary wastage. I will back to you as soon as I get in more detailed, specific answer about these questions.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Prashant. Thank you.
If anybody have any other questions. So I would like to conclude my speech saying that petroleum industry is one of the big industry in the world. So we all are committed to our earth. So try to minimize the consumption of petroleum products so that the way we can serve our earth, we can save our energy for our coming generation. So if you can walk, please walk. Try to minimize the using of your cars, and so try to walk and try to switch off your electricity when you are not using it in your office as well as in your home. When you are going out, switch off your bulb. When you are not using your computer, switch off your computer, because each one of us doing one computer, it will entirely affect our worldwide. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, TM Prashant. That was a great and informative session. You answered all the queries very well. Thank you for the session. Lastly, now we have 1 minute feedback session for TM Prashant. Please send in your feedbacks in the chat.
Susan, I think 1 minute is over.
Lastly, we have a very poised speaker, TM Jiju Ramankulat, who is working in agility logistics, a very silent and a very supportive person in Bhavans Toastmasters Club. He'll be evaluated by DTM Sunil Thomas, who is a senior system and network administrator, and he's been in Toastmasters for the last 5 years, and he's now the DTM. Welcome, DTM Sunil Thomas, your evaluations.
Thank you, Susan, and good evening to all Toastmasters and guests. I would like to poise a salute to all the Wonder Womans of BTC and all the Wonder Womans of our life. They are doing a very, very big job, and thank you so much. And Susan for a wonderful video presentation. Thank you so much. So my job of today is to evaluate our poised speaker, Jiju Ramankulat. He's embarking on his level 3 project 2 in the effective coaching. And his speech title is Action Cures Fears. And the objective is, the purpose of the project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. The purpose of the speech is for the member to inspire the audiences. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the best, Jiju. Thank you. Back to TM Modi.
TM Jiju, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. All the best to you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, Jiju.
You're audible. You're audible.
How would you feel if you were asked to give a speech or perform something for the first time in your life to a large audience? When I was asked by my class teacher to perform a song in the school anniversary function, I rejected that without a second thought. I told I am scared. She tried to convince me, motivate me. Why are you scared, Juju? Fear is only your imagination. Don't worry, there is nothing to be afraid of. Your well-wishers mean it well when they say it is only your imagination. Don't worry, you can do that. But you know, I know, this kind of fear medicine will never really work. Such soothing remarks may give us fear relief for few minutes or maybe for a few hours because fear is real. Fear is not an imagination. Toastmaster of the day, my dear boys, Toastmasters and guests, a very warm good evening. Yes, fear is real, and we must recognize that fear is real, then only we can conquer it. How many of you agree with me that most of the fear today is psychological? Worry, tension, embarrassment, negative imaginations, uncertainty, all this may lead to scary situations. We refrain from speaking in public thinking of the negative after effects. What if I make a grammatical error? My personal appearance is not good. My body language, vocal variety is not good. He is a good speaker. I am not. How the audience will take it? Is here anyone who keeps 100% relaxed, calm, confident while coming to stage for speaking? I don't think so. Dhananjaya Hetirachi, who beat out around 30,000 competitors to win the championship of Toastmasters International Speech Contest, he once said he always used to do some sort of physical exercise for a few minutes before he speaks to eliminate the fear inside him. Even most experienced speakers may have some sort of anxieties while speaking, but they know how to handle it in their own ways. They achieve the ability to manage it through the action that they thoroughly followed. Now, how can anyone cure their fears? Before that, let me ask you, can we learn swimming through online Zoom platform? No, right? Can we learn any language by reading books? No, we need to practice it. We need to physically act to learn swimming, to learn a new language. Same way, we need to act to cure fear. Action cures fear. There are little techniques that really works in curing fear. It is not everything about eliminating fear, but if you make a practice of those in day-to-day life, it can make wonders. And those little techniques are: be a front seater, make eye contact, walk 25% faster, speak up, and the last one, smile big. Have you ever noticed in meetings, classrooms, or any kind of assemblies how the back seats fill up first? Most of the people do not want to attract attention, so they prefer the back seats, right? Sitting up front seat builds confidence. Practice it. From now on, make it a rule to sit as close to the front as you can. Now, the second one is about making eye contact. What is the general perception about someone who does not make eye contact with you? You may say, he's trying to hide something. He's afraid of something. And he's trying to put something on me. And he is lacking confidence. He feels inferior. Many things will come to your mind. So, make your eyes work for you. Aim them right at the other person's eyes. It is not only gives you confidence, it wins confidence too. The third technique is walk 25% faster. Now, how come fast walking bring you confidence? The psychologist says that you can actually change your attitude by changing your posture and speed of movements. Try it on your own. Straighten your shoulders back, lift up your head, move ahead just a little faster than your normal ways, and feel self-confidence grow. Practice speaking up. Make it a rule to speak up. Say something voluntarily at every meeting you attend, every gatherings, whether it is official or unofficial. It's a confidence booster. Last but not least, smile big. A good smile, an open smile got a lot of plus points. It attracts the people, reduces the anger of the opponent, stress release, many things. But people ask, how can I smile when I am nervous? How can I smile when I feel defeated? Yes, it is difficult, but we need to forcefully make it as a habit. Say yourself, I am going to smile, then smile. Harness the power of smiling. My dear Toastmasters, if we don't take actions when we face tough situations, we stay stuck in the mud. Always hope for the best, but hope is just a start. It needs action to win victories. You may lose the battle, but definitely win the war. Mark Twain once said, courage is the resistance of fear, not the absence of fear. Means fear will always be there, but be courageous to face it. We all win one day. The human mind has a vast capacity. Try using it properly. It can bring magic for you. Thank you, and over to TM Modi.
Thank you, TM Tiju. That was a great speech. Action cures fear. Yes, we in BTC are acting to overcome our fear of speech, of stage, and we're all working hard to be best speakers. Thank you for the wonderful speech. And now we have 1 minute feedback session. Thank you, TM Bijo. TM Bijo, are all the speakers qualified? TM Bijo?
All speakers are qualified except TM Prashant. Due to the question and answer sections, because the time is exceed the time. It's a 22 minute and 25 second. President can decide because it's a question and answer session.
TM Santosh?
I think Toastmaster Prashant can be given, can be included. There's no problem.
Yeah. TM Juju, can you initiate the poll? Or...
Yes, done.
Is the poll done, TM Juju?
Yes, 1 minute is over. 1 minute is over. Yeah.
March 8th is a day we internationally where it is celebrated as the Wonder Women Day to remember various achievements of women. It is a focal point in the women's rights movement, bringing attention to women issues like gender equality, reproductive rights, and violence against women. March 8th, we always celebrate women, the women in our lives, women around the world who made great achievements. Our next session is table topic session, which is being led by a great TM Toastmasters Shiba Pramukh, a very calm and cool person, yet lively, strong, and motivating. Let us welcome TM Shiba as the table topic master for today's meeting. TM Shiba.
Thank you, TM Susan, for your Lovely words. A warm good evening to all my Toastmasters, dignitaries, and guests. Table topic session is the most interesting session in a Toastmasters meeting. The main aim of table topics is to improve the impromptu speaking skill of its members. Today, I have 8 topics. Before that, timing for the table topic session is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the green card will be shown. At 1 minute 30 seconds, yellow card will be shown. And at 2 minutes, red card will be shown. After that, you will get 30 seconds grace time. Today, I have 8 topics. These topics are clues. You can create a story, your imagination, your real life experience, or your childhood memory, whatever it is. You can incorporate your Wonder Woman in that story. Actually, we all are expecting your real life experiences. I prefer to come forward the guests first.
I think Sanvida can come. Sanvida.
Sanvida, are you ready to speak?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please choose a number. Please choose a number.
6.
6.
6. Cavalier Sanvita, I heard a loud voice. I opened my eyes. I was confused. I heard a loud voice. I opened my eyes. I was confused. Please continue the story.
I heard a loud voice. I opened my eyes. I was confused to see a black mamba in front of me. I got a shiver down my spine. What else? Like, where is my world? I'm just like, I literally couldn't imagine anything. It's like hell. Someone said, to escape from a black mamba means like being born again. It was my turn. It was my chance. God gave me the time. Right now, I don't know what to do. The world vanished. It was just that black mamba in front of me. Its eyes was hypnotizing me every single minute. Am I gonna escape? Am I gonna be alive? I don't know. These are the never-ending questions in my mind. I stood still. I just stood still. I didn't do any single thing. I just stood still. I just waited for the black mamba to move and just kill me because I knew that it would happen. 5 minutes passed. In that way, 10 minutes passed. Then I noticed that 1 hour passed. I couldn't stay like that for more longer. Okay, what happens? Okay, let me just die. It's fine. I just don't want to stay here, stay still. For how long? Like for 2 hours or 3 hours. I'm just tired. I know that no one can escape from a black mamba. And his eyes are literally hypnotizing me every single minute. Okay, I left my breath. I took a long breath. I left it. 1 more minute. I moved. I could hear a roar of lion outside the Sahara Desert. Done. I just noticed the black mamba was not there. I opened the torch. It was not there. I just realized that I hypnotized it instead and not it to me. That was the most relief moment in my whole life because it was one person said to escape from a black mamba means like being born again. And I just turned it around and made it like, no, you can fight back.
Excellent storyteller. Thank you, Sanvita. Who's next? I know you all are excellent storytellers. You can speak about your Wonder Woman, your mom, your wife, your sister, your daughter, your friend, or your lover. Who's next? These are simple topics. Please come forward.
Team Latif raising the hands, I think.
Yeah, may I please?
Who's that?
Latif.
Latif, yes. Yes, Latif. Choose your number.
7.
7. I can't even believe that. I can't even believe that. TM Latif.
Good evening. Thank you, Table Topic Master, fellow audience. I cannot believe that. The first day of my work, I was interviewed with such a beautiful woman. And then when I was hired, the first thing they gave me is a laptop. I'm sure we all were asked to put a password. And when I put that password, the password was the lady's name. And every day morning, whenever I used to put that password, I used to remember her. That sensation used to come in me. But one day, my laptop got crashed. That was something I can't believe. And all of a sudden, the IT guys came and said, just restart your computer, restart your laptop. As and when I did, it didn't work. And second question they asked, okay, give me the password. I was furious. I was shocked. I shouldn't have put that name on the password. I ran away from there just for an hour or so. And all of a sudden, I found out that the laptop is not anymore on my desktop. When I returned, I went to that office and asked for my laptop. Has it been repaired? They said, yes, it's been repaired. Take it. I was still about to believe that they have noticed my password. And then that lady came in and said, please change your password. It's a very common password. They have, almost everyone has kept. That time I realized that ladies and women are not for our fake fantasy stories. They are there for respect. They are there to make us learn. They are there for this world to make a more brighter world. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
That's great, Latif. Thank you. Who's next? Who's next?
TM Shiva, you can invite. Everybody will come.
I can.
Kondal Reddy.
Yes, number 5.
Number 5. It was dark. I was walking down the lane. It was dark, and I was walking down the lane. TM Kondal Reddy. TM Kondal Reddy.
I think Reddy is facing some internet issues, maybe. Toastmaster Reddy is facing some internet issues.
Just give 10 seconds, 10, 20 seconds. He'll be back.
Can we go with the next speaker?
Yeah, sure. He has some issues. Yeah.
TM Beeta. TM Beeta Johnson.
Yes, 1 minute. Let me open the video. Yeah. So can I have another topic? 1 minute, let me pin the timer. I can't pin the timer. It's okay, leave it here. Go ahead.
Choose your number.
I'll choose 3.
When I was driving through a busy road, TM Geeta Johnson.
When I was driving through a busy road, suddenly a black cat crossed the road and it stopped for a while. I remembered the speech of our target speaker. My favorite was Master Joby. Am I going to stop it? The rest of the cars were making go, 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 go. What is this? Don't you know that the cat will bring bad luck to me? The police came. Hey, hey, open the window. Sir, I saw the cat. Yes, it's a cat and not a black cat commando. But still, how can I? Come out the car. In that middle of the road, I was standing like this, with my head down. Again, the police summoned me. How dare you to stop the car in this midst of the road? Sir, the black cat. What black cat? My dear Toastmasters, for a moment, I was going through some illusions and some sort of dilemmas. But that day, I remembered a lesson. Whether cat or dog, do not stop the car because no superstitions will come and rescue you. But follow the rules because rules are to save you. Back to you.
Thank you, TM Geeta. I think the time is over. With this, I would like to hand over the podium to our TMOD, TM Susan Abraham.
Susan, please unmute. Susan.
Thank you, TVM Sheba. That was a great session. Very innovative, and it brought in very innovative stories and so immediate. It was so wonderful to listen to each of the table topic speakers. TM Bijo, are all the table topic speakers qualified? TM Bijo? TM Bijo, are all the...
I think Bijo have some technical issues in audio.
Can you take the poll?
Yeah, moderator, please raise the poll.
Please make the poll.
Susan, TM Susan, all the speakers are qualified.
Thank you, TM Bijo. One minute's over. Team Jiju, is it done?
Yeah, 1 minute is over. Yeah, I'm ending the.
Thank you, TM Jiju. I would like to invite General Evaluator DTM Anil Kumarji Revaka to conduct the evaluation session. DTM Anil Kumarji.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters of the day, Toastmaster Susan. A warm good to all the Wonder Woman and Wonder Man on this special meeting of BTC. Now it's the time for the evaluation session. An evaluation session has got its own value, its own importance, its own vital requirement, and that is to help the speaker elevate his performance to the next level. Today we have a set of boys, evaluators who are going to support me to do a great job for the speakers. So to begin with, we had 4 great speakers today who performed extremely well. However, as they say, every great speech will have some areas of improvement. So let's hear about how the speakers fared today and what they can do for their future projects. So let me call upon the stage the first speakers evaluator. Speaker number 1 for today's meeting was Toastmaster John Stephen. I would like to welcome on the stage a wonderful Iron Lady of BTC to hear from her the evaluation of this speaker. Toastmaster Beta Johnson, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Can I pin that timer for a while? I can't see otherwise. I can't pin that timer. I don't know what's happening. Anyways,
Yeah.
leave it. Thank you so much. Gentlemen.
All others can stop their videos. All others can stop their videos so that timer will be visible. Please.
Timer has been spotlighted now.
Gentlemen, how many of you stopped your car today because you saw a black cat crossing the road? Raise your hand. And our poised speaker, Toastmaster Jomi, please don't grade me. I'm afraid my kids are too smart and my husband is still smart. But one thing is sure, you captivated the minds of all the audience with your spectacular, humorous, yet thought-provoking speech. Are we right, dear ones? Let's give a big round of applause for that brilliant speech. Good evening, gentle ladies, the powerful ladies, and the poised Toastmasters. A speech with all the spices of a funny ghost story, ghost movie, with the title Superstition. And for the first time in my life, I'm hearing somebody saying, I myself am an ill omen. Brilliant work and coming, but the way you handled the project was brilliant. Now let me highlight the bright parts of your speech. First of all, you gave us ample anecdotes, and that was, and there were many incredible stories, and that gave us a magnificent vision to that project, and that was art. And so in that case, I must say you did justice to your project. Second one is the language you handled. There were many good usages like airy feeling, reassuring faces, and alluring pronunciation was the top notch. The third one is you handled that humor, subtle, but in a poised way that only a great speaker, a poised speaker can do like that. Now coming to the areas for improvement. First of all, from the title, you gave us the title Superstitions, but that itself, instead if you may kept like black cat or something and other than superstition, that will give us some surprising element. Second thing is, add some vocal variety. When you are narrating a story or doing something like that, we can add some more drama. And whenever, for example, something happened to your neighbor, I saw her sitting with your eyes closed as if something had happened. That will add more beauty to their speech. And the third one is power-packed call for action, or a bright conclusion. Even though there were some tips, instead, if you may have handled like, are you still going to believe such things? It would give an apt conclusion to your speech. In a nutshell, it was a power-packed speech, and please handle this type of vocal variety, adding some more surprising element and a power-packed call for action. That's all. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bita Johnson, for that wonderful evaluation. Toastmaster John Stephen, your evaluator today has given you enough points which you can implement in your next project and show us that yes, you Toastmasters from BTC and you can do it. Moving forward with the second speaker today, it was delivered by Toastmaster Manoj Matthew, and I would like to call upon the stage another Wonder Woman, an Iron Lady of BTC, and who is becoming very popular international figure. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Saguna Ganeshan to evaluate Manoj Matthew's speech. Toastmaster Saguna, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, for those happy words. I'm really happy that you hearing a words from Anil Kumar G. Ravankar, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster. You would remember the speaker if they speak from their mind, but speakers who speak from their heart will change our life. Congratulations, Toastmaster Manoj, for the topic you have chose to speak on, the bad temper. And today your performance was full of maturity and poise. Three things I loved in your speech. You have just thrown two questions and grabbed everyone's attention. Thus, are you a person who gets easily emotional? Do you have a personal story to share about your bad temper, which made every one of us to recall our bad, bitter experiences because of this bad temper? And that was a very good attempt. What really I like, before getting to your speech, you well adjusted, even though that was not your turn. You were well managed after all the glitches. Kudos to you. What really I like from your speech, the story which you shared with us, that resembles this topic very well. And you have shared with us the causes of bad temper. Anger is not a sign of strength. Of course, it's not the strength, but we have seen your full strength today, shown full of maturity and poise. For a speaker of your caliber, I have few recommendations. If you take it, you would get even more gripping. The camera view, you could have set the camera a little more down so that we could have gotten you at least your upper body level. Because in between, during your speech, you held some gestures and we weren't able to get your body language. And second thing, you could have added a pinch of humor when you were narrating the speech with the couples. You could have added a pinch of humor in that. Third, you could have added any event or incident which took place in your life which resembles to the topic. And emotions could have been improved by adding intensity. You just said you have well done, sin. You could have said you have done well, sin, and after that you could have paused for a while. That could have added more thought for us. And overall, your opening was good. Body, you were through the speech, you were connected with the audience. Well, you well narrated the story and how bad temper plays in everyone's life. You well said. And the conclusion, you have concluded again well with the thought, thus the result cannot be changed. It is a cause which we need to change. Overall, it was a good speech. We really enjoyed it, and all the best for your future project. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saguna, for that astute evaluation of Toastmaster Manoj Matthew's speech. Toastmaster Manoj Matthew, today you have a lot of take-home messages from your evaluator, and you are going to implement all this next project. All the best for that. Moving forward, the third speaker for today's meeting was Toastmaster Prashant Kavlangar. And for evaluation of this speaker, I would like to call upon the stage a wonderman BTC, Toastmaster Justin John. Toastmaster Justin John, the stage is yours.
Thank you, DTM Anil Kumar. Good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Last meeting, I got an opportunity to evaluate TM Prashant on his level 3, project 3. And now it is level 4, project 1. It shows his dedication and determination to pursue with the Pathways program. Really wonderful. Big thumbs up for his dedication and determination. The speech objective was to deliver an informative speech and running well-organized question and answer session within time. In my observation, TM Prashant achieved most of the objectives. Now, you excelled at powerful starting. There was a network issue while starting, but you used that also as an opportunity to attract our attention, saying that, but quickly I regain my voice. I like that. I like your honesty while answering the question. For instance, TM Santosh Patros asked about environmental impact. Is there any international committee appointed to monitor? Your answer was very sincere. I am not that deep into that particular subject, you said. And again, you said, I will back to you once I have more detailed answer about the question. This is the right approach, in my opinion. You may want to work on. The first item is manage your time. Let me quote from the objectives. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. For both means the presentation and question and answer session. Please take care of that. Second one, give opportunity to the audience to complete his question. For example, before finishing the question from TM Latif, you started your answer. In my opinion, allow the member to complete their question and then take a pause. Then if you can restate the question, that will give an opportunity to ensure the question for all. And the third part, to challenge yourself. This presentation was very interesting for engineers and people who are working on this industry, but too technical for a common person. In my opinion, in order to attract more attention, you could have add humor in this speech, which is really challenging. Petroleum industry and adding humor into that. This is an opportunity to challenge yourself. Altogether, it was a wonderful speech and I enjoyed it. With that said, I'm signing off. Over to you, TM Anil Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Justin, for that astute report on the speech that was delivered by Toastmaster Prashant. I have to say at this stage that there is a number of points he has raised, which definitely is not only for Toastmaster Prashant, for all other speakers. A very good point that was pointed out by our ace speaker today, Toastmaster Justin Johnson, as evaluator. Now coming back to our segment, the speaker number 4, Toastmaster Jiju Ramkular, he'll be evaluated by yet another wonderman of BTC and the pillar of BTC. Let me welcome on the stage DTM Sunil Thomas to evaluate Toastmaster Jiju's speech. Toastmaster Sunil Thomas, the stage is yours.
Good evening, all Toastmasters and guests, all Wonder Women and Wonder Men of BTC. And I have to salute this Wonder Man, Jiju Ramankulat for his wonderful speech. His aim was to bring an inspiring speech, and he took a subject which inspires all of us. He started with the negative question. He started and catch everybody's attention. Are you feared of speaking? And he given his own gentle example from his school time and brought in what are the things affecting our speech and how, and he narrated in such a way that everyone have fear. And that is true, because nobody can say, oh, I never got fear when I was going to the stage. So that is a real example. And he brought in a lot of examples. He brought in Dhananjaya. He brought in Dhananjaya's exercising before his speech. So he brought a lot of takeaway messages to us, given a lot of ideas how to get away from fear, and even some other small gimmicks also, how to look into others' eyes, how to be alertive and how to smile. So a lot of things was included in his speech. So negative after effect, grammar problems, damaging, so about Dhananjaya Hetrachi, anxiety, how to handle anxiety. This was really, and he mentioned in overall his speech, practice and practice and become a speaker by speaking. So he was giving example of the swimming classes through online, and so it was really a lot of things to look after in his speech. So let me tell about his what are the good things he did in his speeches. There was a lot of good usages. He brought in a lot of good usages. It was very connecting usages, which was very attractive. And the script was very well done. It was, you wrote the script. It was one of the objective to write it. Yes, you have done it. And you narrated it very well narrated. And your stage presence was very good. And opening and body was really good. And there are a few things you can improve on. You could have tried some sound modulation because it is fear, it is fright. So you could have tried some sound modulation. Oh, I was afraid. That could have been tried. And there was a lot of objectives to act on. You could have tried some acting. You could have tried some dialogues, which would have been made your speech much more better. And one more thing I think it was one small thing you missed was the summarizing. The summarizing part was kind of quick. You summarized, you could have tried summarizing from a little before so that it would have been much better. So all over, your speech was very well done, very well narrated. Everything is done very well, but try to do sound modulation, try to summarize at the end, then you will be much more better in your speeches next time. Thank you, and back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, GTM Sunil Thomas, for those wonderful commendation and recommendation to our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Jiju Ramkulat. Now it's time to understand the grammarian, what he wants or what she wants to say regarding all our speakers on the stage so far. Please put up your hands together to welcome once again the Wonder Woman and the Iron Lady of BTC, Toastmaster Bita Johnson, to give us a grammarian report we are eagerly waiting for. The stage is totally yours.
Thank you so much. Ever green Toastmaster and distinguished in all ways Toastmaster, DTM Anil Kumar Ravankar. Thank you so much. Being a grammarian, being the grammarian for this meeting, I feel ecstatic. You know why? Because throughout the speeches, we could feel the glory of BTC and the value give for recommendations. Because whenever we make the recommendation, we are adding it, and that makes us distinguished. Let me say the names of the Toastmasters who used the word of the day, starting from Toastmaster Susan, DTM Pramukh, Toastmaster Latif, Toastmaster Justin, Toastmaster Prashant, DTM Sunil, Toastmaster Jiju, and DTM Anil Kumar Ravankar. Now, some great usages for today's. Boundaries, personal boundaries, and there was a rhyming word, helplessness and awfulness. Then swapped, upstream, encompassed, action faces fear, stuck in the mind. Then there was a phrase, for example, you may lose the battle, but win the war. And we have learned a new word today, astute, from our DT Anil Kumar. That means shrewd, sharp-witted. Now, bit of areas for improvement. Whenever we use, for example, Zuckerberg, not Zuckerberg, like we say umbrella, Zuckerberg, we don't say very pleasure. We can say pleasure or happy or very happy, okay. But very pleasure, it's not common. And then also, it's not also, then you have chosen and not how you have chose. Men's, no, men. And then, so that were the little bit of areas for improvement. And again, I would like to repeat, whenever we say story of the past, please use past tense. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you all are improving day by day. Back to you, the general evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Anil Kumar Revankar.
Thank you very much, our Wonder Woman of BTC, Toastmaster Beta Johnson. A very astute and microscopic report on the grammar we can only expect from a speaker or from a professional like Beta Johnson. Thank you very much for the detailed report. In fact, it is helping all the members as well as the guests who are present. What are the fine tunings we can make in our day-to-day speech? Thank you very much for that great report. Now it's time for me to call on the stage the timer to let us know if all the evaluators spoke within the time limit.
General Evaluator DTM Anil Kumar, all speakers are qualified for the voting.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that report. Can I call upon Toastmaster Jiju, the moderator, to launch the poll, please? Dear audience, here is the poll. You can select one of the evaluators whom, according to you, was the best today. Okay, the polling is done. Now it's time to understand the second part of our English, that is a pronunciation. And to do the honors, I would like to call upon the stage a wonder man of BTC, the ace BTCian, and very popular figure nowadays in Toastmasters fraternity. Please put up your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Santosh Patros to give us that pronunciation report for today's meeting. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you, General Evaluators, Distinguished Toastmasters Anil Kumar Ji Revankar, for such a wonderful introduction. Today my job was pretty easy. In fact, I didn't do any futile exercise on it. Today I could see all the poised leaders presented it well and used the language well. And I'm glad to see that all Toastmasters are improving and they are becoming international figures. As I mentioned, our Distinguished Toastmaster Anil Kumar. They are more into polishing themselves. Because when I could see, for example, the Toastmaster Jomi was joined in BTC, I could see his performance, and now the way he delivers the speeches, it's a tremendous improvement upon all the leaders. And today only I noticed only few words. If I'm not wrong, like also, you need to take care of it. Also, pronounce also. It is not also, so it's pronounce it in a subtle way. And you don't have to pronounce it and, like, okay, except whenever it is the expression is needed. And performance, it's performance. It's not performance, it's performance. Okay, like audible. It's not audible, it's audible. It's audible, yeah. So only a few words noticed it. The rest everything is fine. Over to General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Santosh Patros, for that pronunciation report, which is definitely going to support us as well as the speakers in future meetings. Now, coming to the third part of our English, the R counter. This is where our ace BTCN, a very popular figure, and I have to say international figure in Toastmaster fraternity, I would like to welcome the Wonderman of BTC, DTM Pramukh Bose, to let us know how the meeting speakers fared today in terms of our count. Toastmaster Pramukh Bose, the stage
Thank
is
you very
totally
much.
yours.
Thank you very much, DTM Anil Kumarji Revanka. I started with the now in my report. So I have used it 2 times. Sergeant at Arms, no nothing. Good. Congratulations. President used as 9 times. Toastmaster of the meeting, Susan Abraham, 9 times. And repeated twice, and 2 pauses unnecessary. Table topic speaker Samvrida, I stood still 3 times, 4 times used. Latif, nothing. Congratulations. Toastmaster Jomi Stephen, the speaker. No ask, but only one repeated word people say, like repeated twice. Toastmaster Manoj Matthew, speaker, excellent. Nothing, no ask or anything. Congratulations. Toastmaster Prashant, the speaker, it's a lengthy speech, but only 5 hours and so, and repetition. Toastmaster Jijo, only 1 hour. Toastmaster Sugna, highest number of hours, 15 hours, which made repeated, if you repeated. Speech evaluated, Justin John, 1 pause, over to you 2 times. Sunil, 9 hours, repeated, and General Evaluator Anil Kumar Jiravangar, 2 hours. Grammarian Bida Johnson, including the evaluation, 6 hours. Our counter, I told 2 times, 2 hours. Timer, Toastmaster Bijo, 2 hours. Overall, it's an excellent meeting. I'm very happy that the speakers use very minimum hours or repeated words. The quality of the speeches have been improved excellently. Thank you very much. Over to Anil Kumar Ji Revanka. DTM.
Thank you very much, DTM Pramukh Bose, for that astute report. Yes, dear ladies and gentlemen, this our report is not to criticize any speaker, but it is to help us to improve our spoken language. Now, I would like to add here, why do we have our counter? It is to support the speaker, as I said. And why does the speaker use this R? One of the reasons which I understand is you start thinking something else in between, or you don't get the right words. I would like to strongly recommend you a very simple technique. Be slow when you're delivering, so that you don't have any pause which is not planned, so that you don't have to think, what should I say? When you are slow, you will not be tense. You will be flowing very smoothly along with whatever thoughts come to your mind and whatever you wish to say. The technique. Well, now that we have completed all the evaluation, it's time for the general evaluation. Now, this is one of the reports which most of the club's ExCom as well as the members look forward to hear what the general evaluator has to say. And it is a customary, and I will say it's mandatory part of the general evaluator to be very neutral when he speaks about the general evaluation report. So here it goes. First of all, I would like to congratulate BTC's 216th meeting with that powerful theme, Wonder Woman. That's the first thing that strikes when you see that agenda. I would like to congratulate all the BTCians for maintaining one of the highest quality of BTC, that is timely starting of the meeting. On dot. Wow. We have to maintain this always. Now coming to the, we always love to have guests, and BTC is not different. And we enjoy the guests. We always make sure, and even today, we did not miss that opportunity to acknowledge the presence of guests as well as to introduce them. Today we had some special guests, and it's the first time in BTC history that we had guests from India, and that too from Goa. And who are the guests? Area directors and division directors. Who will be hearing about them very soon. But yes, we did not miss that opportunity. It's very, very important for any club to acknowledge any dignitaries or any guests. And you have done it fantastically. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Santosh, for that. Coming to the area improvement. Before going to that improvement area, let me congratulate Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Susan, for that video capturing those sensitive poses, sensitive emotions that you really engage the audience to forget whatever they're doing and watch and listen to your video. Well, I would like to congratulate the table topic master for bringing up some very innovative topics today and engaging the audience with a melodious voice. Super. Today's timer, he was very active, and I have to really appreciate him. Although he was facing some difficulties, he said, I will manage. That is the positivity. The Toastmaster should always be positive. Difficulties will come. A special congratulations to Toastmaster Prashant, who was facing technical glitches. But still, he was confident that he will overcome the difficulties, and he did it. And all the BTCians supported him with that. Now let me come to the area of recommendations, the area for improvement. The agenda was proposed and also accepted as a parliamentary procedure, perfectly done. However, I would like to appreciate, in case there are any changes, for any reason, it has to be announced just on time. Today there was a change of the speaker for a reason. It's fine, we can understand that. But if it was announced, then there would have been no questions from the audience. Why there is a change? He should have come. So this confusion can be avoided in future. Which I would like to highlight is the timing devices, and there is a timer who is there to support the speakers. I would highly appreciate in future the speakers to adhere to the timing, because this is the thing we are setting up. We are a role model club. So whenever we have meetings, we have to see that we speak within the bracket or within the scope of the time allotted. So let's practice that. Today was a very rare incident wherein the speaker continued to speak despite of having a red color flag. So let's try to practice it in the right way. One more thing which I would like to highlight as the general evaluator is for the evaluators. It's very important to speak about the object of the speech, whether the speaker achieved it or not. If not, what can be done or how it can be improved. Now, this was highlighted by Toastmaster Justin. The second part is summation of the evaluation points. Another aspect we should always try to have it, because it's one of the requirements of an evaluation speech, that you need to summarize the point. This was done today by GTM Sunil Thomas. Congratulations to Toastmaster Justin and Toastmaster Sunil Thomas for adhering to the requirements of an evaluator. But let's follow our right pattern. A fantastic presentation by Toastmaster today. great acknowledgement of the guest, and a few areas for recommendations, that is the changes to be announced and the evaluators to follow the requirement of the evaluation speech. With this, I conclude, and I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Susan Abraham.
Thank you, DTM Anil Kumar Ji Revankar. It was a great session and it was very informative for us to improve each time. For all the speakers, for the evaluators, TMOD, all the role players, we learn from your guidance. Thank you very much. I'm so happy that the session went so well, and I'm so happy that I joined Toastmasters Club. It is filled with supermen and Wonder Women. And Wonder Women, they believed that they could and they did. And are now holding challenging positions, and which shows that women are no less than any man. They are serving at our homes as a mother, a sister, at work, everywhere they are shining. Let's all respect all women and give all love and care to them. Respecting women is the best way to tell that she is beautiful. Let us always do that. I thank each one of you for giving me this opportunity as the TMOD of this meeting, and wishing you all always the best, and wishing you all good health through this tough times. Let us all come out positive, strong, and together winning it all the time. Thank you, all of you. Over to the president.
Thank you, Chiamodi, the Wonder Woman of the day, Toastmaster Susan Abraham. Such a wonderful. Yes, please. Yeah.
Do we have to do the polling?
Yes.
We didn't do the polling.
For the best role player.
Yeah.
Polling is missing. Okay, fine. All right. We'll go for 1 minute for the polling for the best role player. After this, we will have a group photo. I think the polling is done. Toastmaster Jiju, time is up.
Yes, TM Santosh.
Okay. So let's have a group photo. Please, everyone switch on your videos. Please switch on your videos. Toastmaster Jiju, please take the group photo.
TM Prashant.
TM Manoj, we cannot see you properly.
Also, Shiba, your video is off.
Shibaji's video is off.
Wonder Woman.
All the Wonder Women, please open your cameras.
TM Prashant.
It's already on.
Okay.
I'm here.
I've got two devices.
Two devices.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Okay. Bijo.
Where is?
Yeah, Bijo is there.
Bijo is there. Bijo is there. Yes.
1 minute.
Suguna, 1 minute. Let Suguna also come.
Yeah. I'm joining.
Chin up. Smile, please. Chin up.
Suguna's video is off.
Suguna.
Suguna is here. Okay.
It's done.
Ready? Yes, done.
Done. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Jiju, for that timely intervention. And today's meeting, it's quality meeting, and we are just only one factor is there. Notice that we are just 20 minutes now ahead. So as our general evaluator was mentioning about today's meeting, please, for the future meetings, everyone keep timing, especially we are Toastmasters. So we have to keep timing in our speeches. When you prepare the speech, try to write the correct script and practice it, and try to be within this. If it is you have given 7 minutes, try to conclude within 7 minutes. Okay, 30 seconds we are giving a grace, but please don't take it as a practice that every time you will get the grace, because even if you exceed 1 second in division contest and all, you are disqualified. So please take care of that timing. It is very, very important for Toastmasters to take care of the timing. And another few things like there were some technical glitches that, okay, it's internet, and we are not exception on that. It happened today, and but our speakers managed it very well, like Toastmaster Prashant, Toastmaster Manoj. They managed it well, and they could present it well. And today we could see only quality people, quality speeches. Like all the speeches are exceptionally well, absolutely no words to say, because speakers have improved it, like, you know, how they are performing in international podium. You know, that's the way they performed it today. And I'm so glad to see that. The way they presented with the energy, the enthusiasm, you know, the positivity, how they presented it, like how they're presenting it in the international podium. And superb. Kudos to you all speakers. And our role players, wow, absolutely no words. Role players from our TMOD till our grammarian, our Toastmaster Shiba, our table topics, our counter. Wow, today our counter killed everyone, actually, isn't it? Don't you feel that? I thought I'm going to win the award our counter with 9 hours, but suddenly there is somebody overtook me. So I noticed that Suguna is overtook me. Okay. So anyway, today is a brilliant session, and this is the quality session that we have to really encourage it, and we have to really admire it, and we have to really come out with quality like this for our future meeting as well. And today I'm glad to see that guests are joined, and distinguished Toastmaster Anilji informed me prior to the meeting that there will be some guests, and we could acknowledge the guests as well. And thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Anilji, for joining and finding time to invite the guests from Goa. And today Sanvi, our Gavelian, joined with us, and she's still there, I think, yeah. And she has done an excellent table topic speech as well today.
Santosh, 1 second. If you go to Indians in Kuwait, and if you just search for the young writers, you will see Sanvida wrote many materials.
Wow, wow. Kudos to you, Sanvida. Kudos.
I happen to see many of her writings in Indians in Kuwait.
Wow.
So please go and check.
Wow. Kudos to you, Sanvida. Kudos. And today I could see a brilliant evaluation session from our evaluators as well, like our senior Toastmaster, she is going to be distinguished soon, Toastmaster Bida Johnson, and our sports personality and international figure now, Toastmaster Suguna Ganeshan. And of course, kudos to you all young ladies and women, Wonder Woman, who graced the occasion today. And let me invite one of our area director. He's here, area director for area 19, Toastmaster Shiba, to hear your opinion about today's meeting. Toastmaster Shiba, can we have your feedback? Toastmaster Shiba, are you available?
Good evening, all. Once again, good evening, all. It was a great meeting, really a great meeting. Our Wonder Woman, Susan Abraham's Modi, rocked the stage. She stole our hearts, really. Her video and everything was great. And participation was great participation, more than 25 members, including guests, and everything went well. Thank you. Kudos to all the team, especially our TM Latif and all members behind this great meeting. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, TM Latif. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shiba Pramukh. You're always our supporter and promoter. And let me invite our guest, Sanvida. Sanvida, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Can you please
open your camera, Sanvida?
Open your camera. Can you please say a few words about today's meeting?
Sure. So yeah, the meeting was like really good because I was like lucky to hear all the speeches of this four speakers, and I also learned a lot of things through the speeches, and the table topics also were like fantastic and to hear, and it was like really exciting because after a long time I'm attending a meeting, so it was so good. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Sanvida, the young cavalier and who is popularly known in the Indian community right now. So with this, we end the official meeting of today, and our next meeting is on 27th, as our acting VP was announced in the group. Isn't it, Toastmaster Latif?
Please announce the results, no?
Yeah, and let us announce the awards and feedback awards today. So who are all the winners of today? Let's see. Yes, distinguished Toastmasters. Okay, our Toastmaster Jiju Ramangulat is sharing that.
So stars of the meeting.
The stars are not coming out.
Stars are stuck in galaxy, I think. Yeah.
I don't know why.
There's a lot of Wonder Women are stars here. That's why these stars are afraid to come, you know.
First, then let's play that video again. That's very nice.
Yo, that was super video. I have to really say kudos to
Santosh, our time on the agenda is 8:16. So I think we are not overshoot much.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, our timing was 8:15, but
so we are in almost on time.
No, we did
well.
We
almost on time. Yeah.
No, everybody it was well timed. Well timed.
Yeah, I think no one overtook. Only thing maybe because of the Prashant's thing was little longer.
No. So that also because of glitches. That's it. That was too much of
the technical issues. Yeah.
That happens in contest also, not in one.
No,
meeting.
I think 10 minutes is it's okay. I think it's not a.
Yes, because our agenda says till 8:30.
Yeah.
Start.
Perfect.
Can
That means we are on. That means we are on time.
We go with the results. Yeah, stars of the meeting. Best.
Who's the best speaker?
First two.
Could be Jiju or who is that?
Toastmaster Jiju. I think so.
I think
that's why he's not showing it.
I don't know why.
Please show it. Please don't give.
Okay. Let's do something like this. Toastmaster Jiju, you can stop sharing. You can put it in the group, in the WhatsApp group, and you can say the names. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
You can tell us the names.
Table topic I will announce.
Sanvida. I know that.
Yeah, she's so good. She's so good.
Yeah, she's super.
Yeah, Toastmaster Jiju, can you? Yeah. Can you announce?
Yeah. Best speaker is TM Jiju Ramangulata.
Oh,
so
who is that? Did you? Let us see that.
Congrats. Drum rolls.
Table topic
That's why it is not showing out.
Best table topic speaker is Sanvida Reddy.
Drum rolls.
Best evaluator, Toastmaster Bida Johnson.
Thank you.
Wow.
And best role player is none other than Toastmaster Susan Abraham.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for your wonderful time.